Before going to start, we'll discuss if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, fine. So today I just want to discuss about static. Okay, static keyword. Okay, we have already seen static keyword, but I just want to explain more elaborated manner. When do you use static keyword?
Can we cover also the super one?
Yes, of course. So what is super
Okay.
keyword? See, there are two
To
classes.
access.
One is derived class, one is a parent class. Okay, which is a derived class here? So this is a derived class. Derived means the class which is going to inherit the properties of the parent class is called as a derived class, also called a child class. Okay. So here this is a parent class. School details is a parent class. School details contains constructor and a test method. Method. Okay. And a few member variables. I want to exclusively call the constructor of the parent class. How do we call? Right? See, this is a parent class constructor. School details is a parent class constructor. And there is another constructor here. It is an address. It's an address. Okay. I want to I want to exclusively call the constructor of the parent class. How to do that? How to do that? Yeah. This can be done by using a super keyword. Super keyword basically invokes the parent class constructor. Okay. So that's how we use a super keyword. Clear? Yeah. Is it clear?
Yeah, so it will ignore the constructor of parent class, base class,
No, not
derived class.
ignore. Invoke. Invoke. Not ignore.
No, because
Invoke.
yeah, we have written super inside the child class, right?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
So it will ignore the constructor of child class,
No, no,
and
no. No, it doesn't
control will
ignore.
go to.
It doesn't ignore.
Okay.
Along with the child class constructor, it will execute the parent class constructor also. Okay. See here, if you look at step 11, step 11, what it is actually. It is just initializing the member variable of the child class. Pin code, we are just initializing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the step line number 10? We are invoking the super keyword, which invokes basically the super class or parent class constructor. Okay, it doesn't ignore anything. Okay, it simply initializes the variables of the super class or parent class by using the super keyword. Okay, just run as the application address. See, okay, the pin code 12345 from where we are it is getting 12345. See from where it is getting 12345. Yeah, here it is getting. Okay, 12345 student underscore set address underscore student. Why we are calling this method set underscore student? For suppose in this one, if you just ignore the pin code, I don't want to set this one. Okay, just right click, run as Java application. Just click OK. Okay, so what is the value now? 1234. So what it means actually, it is initializing the variable by using the child class constructor. It doesn't ignore any step of the child class constructor. See, if you use a super keyword, exclusively it calls the constructor of the parent class. Clear?
And what is the sequence like? First, this base class constructor, and then the child class constructor. Like here, we have included super inside the child class constructor.
Correct.
So first, which will execute?
Yeah, the line wise only. It will go first super keyword, then it will go to the line number 11. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose this method I want to execute. Get school details. How to execute? How to invoke this actually? How to invoke? Okay. Super. Okay. Dot. Okay. So get school details. See? So we are able to call the functions of the super class. How do you call? By using the super keyword. Here we can call the members of the class by using the super keyword. If you use a display, what happens actually? It invokes this method first and then it invokes the rest of the steps in the child class. Display we are using right here. Okay. See, now you don't need to go and execute the get school details now. Only one method is sufficient. That is a get object address dot display. If you execute the object address dot display, first invokes this get school details and then it will go and execute the remaining steps. Is it clear? Just right click.
Yeah.
Run as Java application. See? Okay.
I'm little confused now with when to use super. Is it for constructor only, or is it also for accessing the methods?
Methods also. That's what I am demonstrating right here. We can also invoke methods of the superclass by using super keyword. But I just want to explain it later. But okay, fine. Anyway, we are discussing
Uh,
constructor, right? So I just explain.
but which one is the super class here? Because we have not mentioned any class as super.
No. Superclass is a school underscore details is a superclass. Okay. The parent class of the child class is a superclass. Okay. School details is a parent class. How can you say it's a parent class? How can you say it's a parent class? Because we are
Yeah, it is
extending school
yeah.
details. We are extending school details. That's why school details is a parent class. Address is a child
And
class. Okay.
okay, and in case if the attributes are also same for child and base, and if you want to access the base class attribute, then again we can put super there. Is
Yes,
it?
of course. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super is basically to exclusively call the constructor and member variables of member functions of the parent class. We use super keyword. That's a rule. Please remember that as a thumb rule. Whenever you use a super, okay, exclusively invoke the methods and the constructors of the parent class.
Okay. In our test scripts, do we use this super?
No, we don't use actually. We never use super keyword. And who will use? Okay, who will use?
Okay.
The person who
Yeah.
works on the development will use these keywords. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I never used, literally, I never used in test script development super at
Okay.
all. Okay. But since we are learning Java, I'm just explaining. Okay.
Okay.
So address. So next, we'll see static. Okay. How do you use static keyword? How to use static keyword? Static keyword can be used with a class. Okay. We can use static keyword can be along with the class, variable, method. Okay. So we can include a static keyword before a class, before a variable, or before a method. Static members basically belongs to the class instead of a specific instance. That means they are belongs to a class. That's why we call these static variables as a class variables. Okay. What it means? Class variables means what? If you make a member static, you can access it without object. You don't need to create an object. We can directly use the variable or function directly without object. Okay, without object, we can use it. Okay, first we will show a very simple example. Very simple example how to create a member variables with the static type. Okay, and then how to use a member methods. Okay, how to use this and all. Okay, first write a very simple code here. So I click new class static. Okay, dot. Okay, okay. Here inside this class, what we are doing, we are declaring a variable. What type it is? Static type.
Static.
Yeah. Okay, and then we are going to declare a static method also. Okay, void display. Okay, so I'm just going to create a one more method, public static void main of string. Yes. Okay. Now tell me, I just want to call this method. How to call? How to call this method? Okay, we have a static method called display. Since it is static type, it acts as a class method, class level method. These are also class level methods. Okay, hence what you can do, you need to create a object. You don't need to create an object, something like okay, static demo to control C, like this. You don't need to create. Okay. 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 So what is the warning? The static method display from this should be accessed in a static way. Okay. Static way means what? Actually, you don't need to create an object. That's what it is actually, okay, conveying. You can directly call a method directly. You don't need to use any object name. Like this, you can call. There's no error. Look at here. There's no error. Okay, for suppose there is another method. Control C, Control V, public. Okay, public integer variable 1. Okay, variable 1. Right. Okay. See, so now it is able to access ordinary function because the what is okay, access modifier here? Access modifier is void. Do you have any static before void? No, since there is no static keyword, this can be accessed by defining an object of the class. Until unless we create an object for the current class, we can't access this method, display method. Now we are able to access the method directly because the static type. Clear? So these variables also can use it directly. Okay, how do you access it actually? Okay, system dot out dot println of the value of variable 1 is plus var1. See how that is possible? That is possible because static. Okay, static variables can be accessed directly in the static method. One thing. Second rule is static functions can be directly accessed without instantiating the class. Okay, one thing. Another thing is static variables are shared among all the instances of the class. There are multiple class instances. Here, this is a one instance. There is another instance. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, this instance is demo 3, and this instance is demo 4. Okay, two instances are there. Okay, so there's a very ordinary keyword called static. Okay, float pi equals to 3.17f. Okay, so what type it is actually? Float type. Okay, what's the access modifier? Static. Does pi value should change? No, right? Correct or not? Yeah, pi value is always constant. It is a global value. Okay, so static final, but we are just assigning directly 3.17f. If you want to access this variable across multiple instances of the class, definitely we can do that. How to do that? See, I'm using obj, this variable, Control C, Control V, dot, and what is the variable actually here? Float pi equals to 3.18. Yeah, that means we can able to change the value of the pi if it is a static type. See, I've changed it. Okay, and again, if you want to change it, I'm just printing the value of pi here. Control C, Control V. The value of pi is pi. Now I'm just going to change the value once again. Control C. Okay, after instantiating an object. So this is actually 4. Okay, so this value I'm changing to 20 this time. 20. Okay, so I'm just commenting, it's not required. So now try to understand, there's a variable type static and float type. This variable acts as a class level variable. Class level variable means whenever you create a new instance, automatically new value gets assigned. If you make a changes, the value changed at the object level will be reflected. See here, how many objects are there? 3 objects are there. So look at object 3. Here we have changed pi value 3.18f, and here pi value is 3.20f, and again we try to print the value. Automatically what happens? Now it will show 3.18, and now it will show 3.20. Okay, even it is a static variable. If you, whenever you create a new object for the class, automatically the value will be reflected with the latest changes. Run as Java application. See, 3.12 and 3.2. Clear? 3.12 and 3.2. For suppose, here a final keyword I have used. Okay, see what happened? Whenever you use a final keyword, this will become a constant. Final keyword make the variable constant. That means if you try to assign a fresh value, it doesn't allow. That's all. Got it? So now you have learned how to use static keyword, how to use a final keyword. If you use a final keyword, you can't, that doesn't allow to make changes. Cannot be assigned. See, cannot be assigned. Clear?
Yeah, couple of questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Quickly.
Like for this, yeah, first one is, can we access this method also with class name, the
Method with
static method? Like instead of writing just display, we can access this with class name dot display, right? The
yes, of
static
course.
demo dot
Yes,
display.
yes.
Okay. And the other question is, like how can we modify using objects the static attributes, because we said method is independent of object. We can access this method, static method, only with class name or without class name, but we cannot access with object. But we can access the attributes with objects. Like
Okay.
why it is like that? Like I thought we will access the objects using class name. The
Access.
sorry,
Yeah, of
attributes.
course. Correct. I told you right, where certain variables and methods are static. See here, if you look at static void main, what's the keyword before the? I mean, what's the essence of static keyword before main method?
It's a
Because
static method.
yeah, this is static method. This can't be changed or instantiated with any another class. Okay, if you try to create one more class and try to use a static demo2 dot main, it doesn't allow because it's a static keyword. Okay, only one object will be there. Similarly, here we have used a display directly. How that is possible? It is a static keyword. Okay, attributes can be changed, but the member variables which type is static cannot be changed, can be directly accessed with the name itself. You no need to create an object and call the functions. That is a rule basically. Java, we have rules, right? One of the rule is static variables are class level variables. Okay, we can change or you can use without instantiating the object. One thing, we can change the values also whenever you create a new object. The latest change, okay, will be reflected whenever you try to use it. Okay, see 3.18 f we have used, right? I'm just going to change control C. Okay, control C, and here I'm going to use control F, and then here I'm just going to make it as 19 f. Okay, so I'm just removing final. Okay, so now instead of 19, yeah, 19, control S. Okay, so here, what is the warning? Since it's a static variable, you don't need to use any keyword. That's what it is telling. Okay, but anyway, I just want to use it. That's fine. Just right click, run as Java application. See 3.18, 3.19, 3.2. How that is possible? Since they are new objects and we are using assigning some new fresh values to the file, these values will be reflected. These values will be reflected. 3.18f, 3.19f. How that is possible? Because these are actually static type. So if you give 3.19f, 3.19f. Okay, I'm just going to print it. Control S. Okay, so run this program. See 3.18, 3.19. Even though we are not using any object before the variable called pi, still it is reflecting 3.19. That is the reason we call this actually class variable. Class variable. That means whether you create an object or you don't create any object, that doesn't matter. It's simply whatever the values you are assigning at the latest instance will be reflected, get assigned. Okay. One more advantage with these variables are you no need to create any kind of object for the class. You can directly access it Either you can access it or you can directly, you can access it through object name, or you can directly access it with the name of the variable. Okay. Bit confusing.
If
Yeah.
if it was not a static variables, and if we create the three objects, then each object will hold separate value of pi. But here
Yes.
all the objects is holding common value of pi, right?
Why? Where it is holding common value? See, this is
Uh,
the value which we have assigned initially. After that,
no, no.
what we are doing? Hmm.
I mean now, if after all these statements, if we print the value of pi, it will always take the last updated value of pi, right?
Hmm. Yes, yes.
So it's access common value is accessed by all the
Correct.
objects here.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
And if it was not a static variables, then each object will hold separate value of pi, right?
Correct. Correct.
Can we
Yeah, if
prove
it is
that,
not
like,
static.
why? Yeah, that if we remove that pi as non-static, if we remove that static keyword for pi float, yeah,
It will throw an
and now
error.
if we,
First thing, we can't access it directly. One thing. Okay.
yeah,
We can't
so we
access.
have to access with object.
Yeah. Through object only
So if,
access it.
yeah, and if we remove that thing pi is equals to 3.19 f,
Okay.
yeah, that statement 3.19 f, that one.
Oh, one.
No, that one is the
Okay.
one below that.
Okay.
Yeah, if we comment it out or remove that, both the statements. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, if I access static demo dot 3 dot pi after static demo dot 4 dot pi, both will have different values, right? Even if we change it, because this pi belongs to static demo object and the other pi belongs to static demo 3 object.
Correct.
So they
Correct.
will hold it separately, right?
Yes. Yes.
Can we prove that? Can we print out after the last statement again the print value of static demo 3?
Line number.
That line number 29.
Okay. Line number
Right.
29.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have to write object name also. Yeah. Okay. And after that, yeah, we can comment out 32 also. Yeah. And here, no, that, okay. Yeah. Okay. And now if we print,
Yeah. Tell me, if you print, what happens?
if we print a 29 statement at the last
It
after
will give
39
only
statement.
3.18 only. See. Okay. 3.18 we have reinitialized.
And
Okay.
even if we print this after initializing to 3.2 f, like after 36 statement, if we print the statement on 29 after 36.
Yeah, after 36, if we give this
Static
value,
demo 3 dot pi. Yeah, no, that one is fine. That one is 4 only. Static demo 4 dot pi. The
okay,
36 was okay. Yeah, while printing it, if we write static demo 3 dot pi, why after, yeah, on 37. Yeah, static demo 3 dot pi. Now, yeah, 3 dot pi.
static demo 3.5 or 4.5.
Yeah, 3. No, 3 dot pi. 3 dot pi. So I want to, yeah, instead of 4, 3.
So after changing the value again, you want to see, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
doing.
So now it should not be 3.2,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Because, okay. Yeah.
Of course.
If we can run that.
Since it's not static, okay, it will give, okay, same value,
Yeah, it's
3.18.
3 point. Okay. Now, yeah, it's clear. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, each object is holding separately the value of pi.
Correct, of course, if it is not
Yeah,
static.
yeah. If it is not static. Okay, yeah,
If it is
clear.
static, the variable is common. Common means whenever you create a new object, new instance will be created. If you make changes, that changes will be reflected at the object level. Okay. Again, doubt? Tell me.
No, any other use of static other than this? The static variables and static method?
This is the use actually. If you want to make a variable, access at a class level, we use a static keyword. Before a
And there
method,
is nothing for constructor, right?
no, nothing to do with the constructor.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing to do with the constructor.
Yeah, sure.
So another point is static methods can access directly without using any object name that I have already explained, right? So
Yeah.
we can call
And
display method directly.
I have read somewhere that we cannot access static methods from non-static methods. Like since here main is a static, that's why we are able to access without class name. But if we remove like if we have a method which is non-static, then from that method we cannot access the static methods.
Yeah, if you don't use a static keyword before a method, even though it is inside a static keyword, we can't use it.
No, I mean here public static void main is there, right? So this method is a static method.
Yeah.
So if it was a non-static method, then we cannot use the display without using object. Like they said, you can only access static methods from a static method.
Oh, static methods can be accessed from the static methods only. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I read
look at
somewhere.
here. This is a display is a non-static method, right? This is
Yeah.
a non-static method, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still, we are able to access it, right? By object name here
No.
inside main
No,
method.
I mean for static methods.
Yeah, this is
If
a
it's
static method. We are able to access inside the static method.
yeah, and if this main was a non-static method, I think then we cannot access it.
So
If we remove the
non-static
static.
automatically throw an error. See, it is a public void main. Okay, see, it's not a static method. You just run it. See,
But
we'll
it is
get an
not.
error.
So,
Okay, because this is a common rule. Java main method should be static. Only one method will be there with that name. Okay, otherwise it doesn't allow. One thing. Second thing, static methods can be called inside a static method. Second thing, non-static methods can be called by using the object name. Static methods can be called with the name directly, even within the inside the static method. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not so because I read too many things about static. There was a lot of things about static. You cannot access static from the non-static methods, also for variables. Yeah, I don't remember all of them, but yeah, since I read it, I asked you.
Yeah, so this is a static variable only, static method only, right? This is a static method,
Yeah,
right? Inside
yeah,
static method, what are the variables we are able to access? Variable 1, variable 2. Okay, try to access pi, Control C, Control V. Okay, now if you try to use pi, okay, pi, see, you'll get an error. I think this is what you are referring, right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. Since it's a static, it's a pi is actually what type of variable it is actually? It's ordinary variable, but a method is static method. Okay,
Yes,
non-static variable can't be accessed inside a static method. I think this is what you are referring.
yes,
If you make static
yeah,
again, it will allow. it will allow. It does not
Yeah,
throw
this
any array.
this was the one rule, and the other rule was for methods that you can only call the methods from a static method. You can only call the static method from a static method. That
Yes,
was
of course. Of
yeah.
course. Yes. Okay.
Okay. I think in our test script we use the static method often, right, or not?
No, we never use.
Okay, okay.
We never use actually. This is for Java purpose we are learning. In-depth is not at all required. I think you okay studied many I think
Mhm.
books. That's why I'm referring all these things. But we in a test script development we never use all these things.
Okay, okay.
And then coming to static class, a class can be made static also. Okay, only if
Okay.
it is a nested class. Okay, the class should be nested class. Then only we can make the class as a static. Nested static
Nested.
class does not need a reference of outer class. Okay, whatever the class has a static class inside a nested class, no need to have a reference of the outer class. Okay, best example
Yeah.
we have
Mhm.
already static demo 2. Okay, inside this we are going to
Mhm.
create another class. Static class. Okay, static
So
demo 3.
class within the class.
Yeah, this is a nested class, right?
Okay.
Okay, so we have another class. Inside another class, we are just creating a function, public void. Okay, click void and something. Okay, we are just using can say okay, display also here, display. Okay, inside display system out println of the value of I can make it pi. We can't use it because non-static. I want to use variable one. Otherwise, variable one is okay. Okay, I'll use variable two. Yeah, variable two is plus var2. Okay, so I just want to access. I want to access this one. How to access it? How to access it? How to access it? I want to access this method. Display method needs to be accessed. How to access it? Inside main method, what I will do. So first I will use okay the parent class name. What's the parent class name? This is a parent class name. Static demo 2. Okay. Okay. So here the static class is this one. Static demo 3 is the right. This is the static class. Okay. So we say static demo 3 equals to new. You have to give the fully qualified name. Okay. This is a fully qualified name. Control C. And okay. So somewhere we have used, I think, nested. Control C. Dot display. That's it. Control S. Okay. So variable to display. There's no value assigned to display, so it will simply show null. Run Java application. Okay. So variable 2 is null. Okay. Clear? So what's the rule here? If you make the string variable of the outer class, okay, non-static, it should be non-static. Okay, then you will get the compilation error. Automatically will get a compilation error because they are actually static members of the outer class. One thing. Second thing, to create an instance of the nested class, we no need to you no need to need the outer class instance. You no need to create an object for the static demo 2 and then add the object and then call the object. Not required. You can directly give the qualified name of the outer class name and the inner class name and then object name and the new keyword and outer class dot inner class. That is enough. You don't need to create any object or instance. Okay, clear? You don't need to create an object for the outer class to access the members of the inner class methods. So you can directly use the qualified name.
Yeah, so if we write the word static for the inner class, then without creating object of the main class, we can directly write this dot and then static demo 3.
Yes.
And this I have, this I never heard. The state class.
Okay, fine. No issues to access static inner class. But we actually, we never use inner classes first thing in testing.
Okay.
Second thing, we never use static. The two specifically static we never use.
Okay.
We never use. Okay. But static, whenever you have a static keyword, try to remember that there are class level objects. Class level objects, not object level objects. Okay, class level variables. That means you can refer the variables directly with the class name. One thing. Okay, whenever you create a new object of the class, the values, whatever the changes you are making to the classes will be reflected. Okay, so the updated values will be reflected. And the third rule is static variables can be accessed within the static methods only. Okay, if you try to access the non-static variables inside the static methods, it will throw an error. Third rule. Fourth rule, as we know, we can create a static class as an inner class, and we can call the methods of the inner class, which type is static, directly without creating an instance of the parent class or outer class. Sorry, not parent class, outer class. Clear?
Yeah.
That's fine. Then this is all about static, but we too much focus on static, but we never use in testing. Hardly we use this static keyword.
Yeah, I think in interviews they have some question around it, right? Around static.
Nobody will ask for testing.
No. Okay.
But if you go for automatic tester, they won't ask this.
Because they will evaluate Java, right?
They will evaluate, but they won't evaluate. I mean, they won't ask this kind of question. They will ask actually saying that, okay, what is polymorphism? They would ask these kind of questions. Okay, what is interface? Okay, conceptually, they will ask. Conceptually, they will test your understanding. What is polymorphism? What is interface? What is abstract class? They won't ask actually, do you create an inner static class? How do you invoke the methods from the static inner class? They won't ask because there is no need basically for automation tester. Okay, if there is a need, then they will ask. First of all, there is no need to create inner class, that too with the static type. Then there is no use. Right.
Okay, sure.
I'll create one more. I'll discuss about inheritance. So I don't take much time. What is inheritance? Inheritance basically, what's the inheritance? This actually I have already experienced a simple inheritance. Simple inheritance means, okay, parent and child. This is parent and this is child. We are already using inheritance, right? This is the inheritance. Here we are using this is a child class, and school underscore details is a parent class. We are already using inheritance. This is a simple inheritance. how many type of, what is the first of all purpose of inheritance? The purpose of inheritance is to provide the reusability of the code. Okay, school details is there. You don't need to create all this entire code base in a parent class. You can simply invoke those functions. Okay, by extending the class. Okay, so basically the main objective of inheritance is reusability of code. Okay. Yeah, what is a child class? The child class that extends the features of the another class is called as a child class, or also called as subclass, also called as derived class. These many names are there. Child class, derived class, and subclass all are same. Then coming to parent class, the class whose properties in the sense member variables only, whose properties and functionalities are used by another class is called as a parent class. Here, the member variables and functions of the student details is used by the child class. That's why it is called as a parent class. Parent class or a base class. Okay, different names are there: base class, super class, parent class. One other same: parent, super, and a base class. All are same. Okay. So what are the advantages? The biggest advantage of inheritance is that the code that is already present in the base class need not be rewritten in the child class, right? No need to write a code inside the child class. That is the advantage. Okay, yeah. So syntax also same. We have already demonstrated syntax. This is the syntax. Extends is a keyword will be used to inherit the child class method. I mean parent class methods and properties in the derived class. Yeah. So how many type of inheritances are there? Type of inheritances: single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance, and multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance. Except multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and then a multi-level inheritance and a single inheritance can be implemented in a Java. Clear? Single inheritance means this is a single inheritance. There are two classes. One class acts as a parent class, another class acts as a child class. This is a single inheritance. Okay. What is multi-level inheritance? What is multi-level inheritance? I will create a one more class here. Okay, I will create a one more class. Okay. This time parent details. I'm just going to put parent details of the student. Okay. Then this student parent details. Okay. So what I will do? Control C. Okay. Instead of class code and all not required, mother name and father name, I want to delete it. Father. Mother name, right? Father name, mother name. Okay. So school code I'm deleting. Done. Okay, I can give some name here. Right. Okay. Just removing this step, not required. Done. Okay, Control S. Now this is a super parent. Okay. And this is parent. Why it is parent? We are extending student underscore parent underscore details, right? Okay, so maybe there is some mistake in spelling. I will copy directly, right? Okay, done. And this parent class is extended at a child class. This is a child class. Okay, child, parent, and super parent. This is nothing but a multi-level inheritance. Okay, basically nothing but a child and a parent class relationship, where child the class extends to a child class, and there is another class that is a super parent. Super parent class is extended at the parent class, and parent class extended at the child class. That is the reason there are three levels. This is the topmost level, and next below level, and this is the next below level or bottom level. Okay, that's why we call as a multi-level inheritance. Okay, multi-level inheritance.
And where we can create the object, like in which class? Only in the child class.
Yes, of course, child class only, right? Child class have all the properties of the parent class, right?
So okay, the main method will only be in the child class. Then it cannot
Yes,
be
of course.
in the other
Yes,
class.
yes, yes,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
Okay. Coming to multiple inheritance. For suppose there is another class. Okay. This is a super keyword, right? Control C, Control V. Okay. Okay. So I mean, for demo purpose, I just created a separate class. Now we'll stop it. It's already 8. I have another session. Okay.
Okay.
Now tell me, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Hierarchical inheritance. This is actually multi-level inheritance. Single inheritance, there are two classes, parent and child. Multi-level, there are multiple levels of classes. Okay. Child, parent, and super parent. Okay, that's a multi-level. The last one is hierarchical inheritance that we'll discuss tomorrow.
Yeah.
Any questions for today's session?
No.
Okay, then we'll see tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.